If you think this ends with a few insults, think again. This might end Trump for good.
He talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face. This is somebody that we want for president? I don't think so. What I care about is the direction of this country. And what I'm very, very worried about is that it might go in the wrong direction with someone like Donald Trump.
Do you think our democracy is at risk in this election?
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course, but democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period.
Trump's response? Predictable, explosive, fragile, petty. He didn't just tweet. He went on a multi-day meltdown, calling De Niro a washed-up actor, a low IQ individual, and worse. But that's the Trump formula, isn't it? Attack, distract, play victim. Every time someone with power calls out his corruption, his lies, or his recklessness, he melts into a puddle of projection. But this time, it didn't work, because De Niro didn't back down. He doubled down. He dared Trump to come at him. And that's what changed everything. Suddenly, this wasn't about a celebrity feud. It was about a president being exposed by someone too rich, too famous, and too powerful to silence. Trump couldn't sue him, couldn't blacklist him, couldn't threaten him into silence.
They have a protest of Robert De Niro yesterday. He's a fool. He's a broken down fool standing out there. He got maggot. He got maggot yesterday. He got a big dose of it. But I just want to say it's a very unfair trial. It should have never happened.
And what De Niro exposed is what the world had been whispering for years. That Donald Trump isn't just a con man. He's a clear and present danger to American democracy. De Niro said it out loud. This guy doesn't pay his taxes, doesn't read his briefings, doesn't care about the American people. And here's the kicker. He's not wrong. From refusing to release his tax returns to coddling dictators while alienating allies, Trump has weaponized ignorance and narcissism as political tools. De Niro wasn't ranting. He was documenting a pattern of betrayal, live, raw, unfiltered. And in that moment, something terrifying crystallized. If Trump returns to power, he won't just repeat his old mistakes. He'll double down with vengeance.
We're in a very bad situation. I remember you and I about 5-6 years ago talking. I'm down at the Spring Studios, something about, I said, what just happened just happened. No, it didn't. Didn't happen. It's all about truth. And what we have here is a denial of truth all over the place. And even the speech that he made after is insane. It's just insane. And I'm very, very concerned about it. I think we all are. It's insane. So that's why I felt I had to do something, say something about it, to go on record.
Let's not forget, De Niro wasn't speaking from a script. This wasn't a performance. It was a warning shot. This man, who has worked with every major American director, who's won Academy Awards, who's been invited into the White House under better presidents, looked directly into the camera and said, "Trump is a pig, a mutt, a fraud." And for once, those words weren't just insults. They were echoed by fact. Because when a man refuses to denounce Nazis, mocks disabled reporters, and turns a global pandemic into a PR stunt, what else would you call him? De Niro said what journalists wouldn't, what politicians were too afraid to. He stepped in where Congress stayed silent, and millions felt the truth in his words.
This might have been the first time he wrote about you. Robert De Niro, a very low IQ individual, has received he spelled two wrong, many shots to the head by real boxers in movies. I watched him last night, truly believe he may be punch drunk, and then he says, at the end, he says, "Wake up, Punchy," he says to you. And that's not the only time, and he moved over to Truth Social. Robert De Niro, whose acting talents have greatly diminished with his reputation now shot, must even use a teleprompter for his foul and disgusting language. So disrespectful to our country. Now, in all fairness to the former president, is that true? Do you have to use a teleprompter when speaking about President Trump? Or are you able to just kind of riff on your thoughts on him?
Now ask yourself, why was Trump so rattled? Why did one actor's speech send the former president into a rage spiral? Because De Niro represents what Trump fears most: uncancelable truth. Trump has built his empire on fear, on silencing whistleblowers, firing critics, suing the press, and turning every attack into a loyalty test. But with De Niro, none of that worked. He couldn't fire him, couldn't cancel his career, couldn't control the narrative. That's why it stung so deeply. Because for once, Trump's armor cracked, and behind it, the world saw exactly what De Niro described: a scared, small, insecure man with too much power and no moral compass. And that image? It spread like wildfire. No propaganda machine could undo it.
His former chief of staff, General Kelly, reminded us that Trump admires Hitler and ridicules our American troops who died for us. He mumbles, he stumbles, and blubbers on, exhibiting clear signs of dementia. He promoted the Project 2025 agenda. That's all in 1 week. All in 1 week. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris has plans, real plans, not concepts of plans. She's got a plan to help workers in the middle class with an opportunity economy. She'll lower their taxes. Trump will raise them. He says it all the time. You're going to raise them. For his rich friends, a plan to be the president for all Americans. It seems like a clear choice, right? Election day is upon us. We can't let up now. It's time to make one final push and elect Vice President Harris and Democrats up and down the ballot.
You see, De Niro's words didn't just hurt Trump. They unmasked him. He stripped away the gold-plated image, the flags, the rallies, the crowd chants, and showed us the man behind the myth, an insecure showman clinging to relevance.